content should be generating you income, okay? Your content should be generating you income. The days of scrolling social media and not getting paid to be here is over, okay? It's over. If you are not getting paid to post, if you are not getting paid to go live, if you're not running your business while you're on here, then what are you doing on these apps? These apps are making billions and you're not even getting a cut? That's diabolical. And if that is you, we've got to fix it today, not tomorrow, okay? Something else I want you guys to understand is this. Good morning. You should be making money while you're asleep. I said what I said. You should be making money while you're asleep, okay? The goal is to build wealth. But we cannot do that if the only time we're making income is if we're actively working for it. Because let's go ahead and be real. At some point, you're going to want to take a vacation. Right? At some point, you're gonna want to spend time with your family. At some point, you're gonna do self-care. You're gonna want to do all of the things. But if the only time you make money is if you're actively working for it, then that's a problem that we have to fix today, not tomorrow, not next year, today. Okay? Listen, you only need one digital product in your store. You just need one. And that one product that you choose to create and sell will literally change your entire life. You will resell it over and over and over again for years. How do I know that? Because my digital product business changed my entire life. I started during COVID, okay? And for 6 years, full time, I've made more money than I ever could have imagined by creating a digital product once and selling it over and over and over again, okay? But do you want to know why you're not getting it done? You want to know the truth? I'm going to tell you the truth about you. See, the truth is you live in fear. You live in fear. And you've been living in fear for a very, very, very long time. On my life, fear stands for fuck everything and run. And that's what you've been doing. You are so fearful of looking stupid. You're so fearful of failing. You're so fearful of people talking about you. And all of this fear that you refuse to let go of is stealing, good morning, your dream life from you. It is stealing it because let's be honest, you already know exactly what kind of life you want to live. You've prayed about it and prayed about it. God heard you loud and clear. You already know what side of town you want to live on. You already know what kind of car you want to drive, what kind of house you want. You already know what kind of vacations you want to take with your family. And most importantly, you know how much money you want in that savings account. Good morning. But every day that you don't live like that is another day that you could have. Oh, you could have. But you chose to let fear steal it from you. Gotta fix it, ladies. We have got to fix it today, okay? If you've never seen my face before, good morning. My name is Coach Jazz. This morning, I'm going to teach you guys how to create your digital product and how to sell it. So we're going to be building our online business from scratch this morning. But not only are we going to build our online business, most importantly, we're going to build ourselves. Contrary to popular belief, you are getting in your own way. It's you. I said what I said. It is you. It is your lack of consistency. It's your lack of follow through. It's your lack of discipline. It's your lack of confidence. It's your lack of prioritizing yourself and your goals in your own life. And until we fix who we are, we will not attract the things that we want. See, a lot of you guys are addicted to scrolling social media all day, thinking that if you just watch more lives and if you just watch more YouTube videos, then you'll have all the information that you need to get it started. But what if I told you that until you change you, you won't get none of the things that we're talking about? You are getting in your own way, and we have to change this today, okay? Now, I'm going to be giving you guys, good morning, a lot of information this morning. Your head is going to be spinning. It would be in your best interest, ladies, to take notes. So I need you to write it down, okay? I need you to write it down because if I know anything about you, let me turn the mirror on. You're human, which means you're bound to forget because life, and stresses, right? But if you write it down, if you take your notes, anything that I do say that you happen to forget, you can refer back to those notes and get it done. Good morning. The key word of this live is going to be execution. You are going to hear me say this word 10 million times because I need it to stick in your pretty head. Not only are we going to write it down, not only are we going to talk about it, but we're going to actually get it done, okay? You have to execute. That's the only way any of this is going to get done, ladies. I can't make this up. And don't you dare say you don't have time to execute, because you're on social media all day. I don't have to know you to know that. You're scrolling, liking, commenting, wishing, manifesting, hoping, and praying. That time that you're doing all that could be the time that you're actually creating the content. It could be the time that you're actually working on digital products. Okay? We got to execute. Now, if I say anything this morning that resonates with your spirit and vibrates with your soul, good morning. Start double tapping the screen. YouTube, thumbs up the live. I see 15 people on YouTube. Listen, you guys, the more we interact with these lives, the more TikTok and YouTube will push these lives out to more people. And believe it or not, a lot of women have no clue that they're getting in their own way. They think they just don't have enough information. They think that if they just watch more lives and archive more posts, then things will magically fall into their lap. They have no clue that they lack confidence. They have no clue that they lack discipline and consistency. So just like this live found you, let's allow it to find others. Okay? Good morning, YouTube. Thumbs up. I see 30 people in here. Thumbs up the live. It takes 2 seconds. If you have your pen and paper in hand and you are ready for class to begin, go ahead and put ready in the chat, because if you are ready to learn, I am ready to teach. And while I wait for at least one person to put ready, let me ask you this and be honest. When was the last time you said to yourself, I'm going to take 20 minutes today and I'm going to work on my goals? I don't care who needs what from me. I'm going to dedicate 20 minutes today to working on my goals. Sorry, guys. Some of y'all have no clue. Some of y'all are like, Jazz, I'll never say that. That's the problem. You never put yourself first. You're always doing for any and everybody else, and you refuse to do for yourself. You are going to have to start making yourself a priority in your own life. You don't have a choice. Or you can keep doing what you've been doing for everybody else, pouring into others, and keep getting the results that you've been getting. Choice is always yours. Thank you, LVH. Let's go ahead and get started. So what is a digital product and how will we build the business? All right, let's talk. So a digital product, ladies, is something you do not have physical possession of. So think of a movie on Netflix. Think of a song on your Apple Music or Spotify. You just don't physically have it in your possession. It's all out in the cloud somewhere, okay? You are going to create something to sell. And it can be anything. Do not overthink. Some of y'all love to overthink. Don't do that. There's something that you're already good at. There's something that you already know how to do. There's something that you have a passion for. And whatever that thing is, that's what you need to be selling. See, a lot of you guys are struggling with selling the digital products that you have, because I know some of y'all have them, because what you did was you didn't create your own digital product. You went and bought an e-course to resell. But the problem with that is you don't really care about it. You don't care about nothing that's in that e-course. You only bought it because someone told you that you could make X amount of dollars. But when you create something that you truly enjoy talking about, something that you actually care about, it becomes effortless to promote it. It becomes effortless to be consistent, okay? So do yourself a favor and think about what it is you want to sell, all right? And it doesn't have to be an ebook. You could do an e-course. You could do workbooks and journals, affirmation guides. You could even do private communities, okay? So anything that you want to do, you can do it, all right? Now I'm going to give you guys, good morning, I'm going to give y'all 2 apps. And these apps will change your entire life if you actually use them. So not only are we going to talk about it, not only are you going to download it, but you're going to open it up and you're going to use it, okay? If you're ready for app number 1, go ahead and put a 1 in the chat. Good morning, good morning. The keyword of this live is execution. Also, if I'm saying anything that resonates with your spirit and vibrates with your soul, double tap the screen, like, comment, and share. YouTube, thumbs up the live. Also, you guys, make sure you follow me so you don't lose me. They do steal my videos, especially on TikTok. And they turn around and make fake accounts. And then they're going to message you, pretend to be me. Okay, don't get hoodwinked, finessed, or bamboozled. App number 1 is Canva. Good morning, Canva. You will use this app for everything, okay? So maybe you do want to create content. Cool. Canva has thousands of Instagram Reel templates on there, especially for my creators who want to be faceless. Canva is a go-to. Maybe you do want to start that YouTube channel. I tell y'all every day, start your YouTube channel. Some of y'all hard-headed still ain't did it. Canva has thousands of YouTube thumbnail templates on there. And the thumbnail, so those of y'all who are unfamiliar, is just the picture that you see on YouTube before you actually click on the video. This is what draws people's attention to your video in the first place. All of the creators, including myself, are getting them off of Canva, okay? And maybe you do want to sell an ebook, which is what I'm going to teach you guys how to do this morning, and you want to look all professional and branded. Cool. Canva has thousands of ebook templates on there for you to make everything look nice and cohesive, okay? Now, before we get into app number 2, I do want to speak to the woman on this live who's holding on to fear. If you're just joining us, we said fear stands for fuck everything and run. And that's what you're about to do. You're about to run away from your brilliant idea, your $1 million idea, because you're still holding on to that fear. And you're saying things to yourself like, Jazz, I would love to start an online business. This sounds great, but I'm not tech savvy. What if I'm too old for this? Thank you, country girl. What if it's too late for me? Okay, well, before you run away like you always do, just listen. First of all, what I want you to understand is this. Ladies, you woke up this morning. That's a blessing, okay? Every day that you were blessed with another day means that you were blessed with another opportunity to work towards your goals. So use it. Until you are 6 feet under, it is never too late. Number 2, you are very tech savvy. Stop gaslighting yourself. Because let's just be real. You are on social media all day, every day. You're liking, commenting, sharing, and archiving. That takes tech savviness, right? Yes. So you will use the same tech savviness that you already have and grow your online business. And number 3, for my ladies who think they're too old, what did we just say? We said we were going to sell our knowledge. So if you are older, that means you have a lot of knowledge. You have a lot of wisdom, which means you have a lot of things that you could be selling. So get to selling, okay? She said, you're right, I need another income. Yes, Pepper, okay? Get to selling, all right? So I don't want to hear it. You can do this. Get out your head and get into your bag, all right? App number 2, write this down, ChatGPT. This is AI, ChatGPT. And you will be using chat for everything. Chat is going to make your life so easy. You guys, when I first started during COVID in 2020, there was no ChatGPT. Okay, I actually had to use my brain. But today you don't have to because ChatGPT will do the thinking for you, okay? AI is going to be your best friend. So maybe you do want to create the content, whether you want to be faceless or front and center, but you just don't know what kind of videos to make. Fine. ChatGPT will tell you. It'll give you idea after idea after idea. All right? Maybe you do want to start the YouTube channel. Thank you, Tamara. But you're just a little camera shy right now and you're not too sure what to say in the videos. Fine. What if I told you ChatGPT will script the entire YouTube video for you? From beginning to end. Now all you got to do is say the words. What's the excuse now, ma'am? You ain't got one. And maybe you do want to create an ebook to sell, and that's what I'm going to teach you how to do this morning, but you just don't know what to put in the ebook. You don't need to know, because what if I told you ChatGPT will write the entire ebook for you? Ladies, I can't make this up. It has never been easier than today to start your online business. But again, thank you, Sabrina. You keep getting in your own way. Your lack of consistency, all of the self-doubt, your negative energy. Some of y'all keep talking about what you can't do. You haven't even tried. So we got to fix who we are so we can attract the things that we want. So I gave you Canva and I gave you ChatGPT. Now we're going to put it together and write. If you're ready for prompt number 1, go ahead and put 1 in the chat. And for those of y'all who are just tuning in, good morning. If you're not taking notes, tisk, because I'm literally about to give you the prompt. If I know anything about you, you are a human being, which means you're going to forget. It's not if, it's when. Because life, and stress is true or false. So you're going to forget. But if you write it down, anything that I do say this morning that you happen to forget, you can still refer back to your notes and get it done. Good morning, Tyra, okay? All right, you're going to open up the ChatGPT app. In the search, you're going to type this in. Here we go. Give me 10 digital product ideas I can sell that solves a problem. Give me 10 digital product ideas I can sell that solves a problem. Give me 10 digital product ideas I can sell that solves a problem. If you've got that, got that in the chat. If you need for me to repeat it, this is the opportunity to ask. Closed mouths do not get fed. The key word is execution. Ladies, we got to do it. And while I wait for somebody to got that in the chat, let me ask you, when was the last time you told yourself you're amazing? When was the last time you told yourself you're smart? When was the last time you told yourself that everything you touch turns to gold? Exactly. Some of y'all never talk to yourself like that. And that's the problem. Ladies, your internal world is a reflection of your external. So the things you have going on in this pretty head of yours always manifest into reality. A lot of you guys don't speak to yourself positively at all. It's chaotic as hell in here. You're talking to yourself with disrespect, you're insulting yourself, and then you wonder why you can't get these things done, because it starts in here. The things that you think about yourself determines how you show up for yourself. So starting right now, you are going to start putting some respect on your name. And you are going to start saying nice things to yourself. Because when you start to say those things to yourself over and over and over again, you start to believe it. And when you start to believe it, you start to achieve it. Okay? Very good. You're going to hit enter. Give me 10 digital product ideas I can sell that solves a problem. She said, I have a lot of negative thoughts. We're changing that today, Mrs. Jessie. No more. No more. You need to start putting respect on your name. You cannot do positive things with a whole bunch of negativity. It ain't going to work. Has it worked yet? No. You got to change that. Okay? You're going to hit enter. Now, before we move forward, I need you guys to write this down. This word says consistent. This says consistent. Write it down. And then I need you to underline it. And then I need you to go ahead and circle it. You're going to start by taking these notes. Circle it. Because this morning, you and I are going to lock in on the true definition of the word consistent, because a lot of y'all are extremely confused. But no worries. I am here to unconfuse you. See, some of y'all think consistent means when you feel like it. If you're not too busy. If you have time. No. Mm-mm. Consistent means more often than not. Okay? So, if there are 7 days in a week, consistent means working on your business or any goals that you have for yourself at least 4 out of the 7 days out the week. Whether you want to spend 20 minutes 4 times a week, whether you want to spend 2 hours 4 times a week, I don't give a damn. But what you will start doing today is spending 4 out of the 7 days working on your business and your goals. And don't you dare tell me you don't have time. I tell my students this all the time. If you have time to watch my content, you have time to work on your goals. I love how you guys love to watch my YouTube videos. I appreciate you. I appreciate the Google AdSense revenue. But at the end of the day, what really makes me happy is when you actually do the things that we talk about. So if that means you got to turn me off so you can start doing the things, then that's what I need you to do. That's what I need you to do. I need you to be consistent with your goals. That's the only way any of this is going to work. Money does not just magically fall into your bank account. You have to work for it. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but that's the truth. You got to be consistent. Now, let's make consistency easy because life is hard enough, right? Life is life, and stress is stressing, and then bills is piling up. So let's make it easy to be consistent, okay? Listen, it is so much easier to be consistent when you do things that you actually like to do, okay? Because when things don't feel like work, now you have something to look forward to, all right? So what I want you to do is go through the list that ChatGPT gave you and only choose ideas that you have a passion for. I want you to ask yourself, what is something I would love to talk about all day, every day, if I got paid to do it? And whatever that idea is, that's your business. That's the business for you. I told you, the reason why so many of you guys struggle to resell these e-courses that you done bought off of someone on TikTok is because you don't have a passion for what's in there. You don't really care. You were trying to get a quick money grab. Is it working? Did you make that $10,000 that they promised you? Oh, okay. I need you to only choose ideas that you truly have a passion for, okay? Because now it's easy to be consistent, and that consistency is what we need to actually get it done, all right? One more thing I want to say before we move forward. Yes, I didn't buy a kit, but staying consistent is hard. We're going to do things that we like, Joanna. One more thing. This is critical. If you don't remember anything else I say this morning, you better remember this. Write this down. Money flows where energy goes. I'm going to say that again. Money flows where energy goes. Money flows where energy goes. Don't you ever forget that. If you are anything like how I used to be, you are giving all of your energy to any and everybody. You have literally become an energy vending machine. You are giving all of your energy to your husband, your boyfriend, your sneaky link. You are giving all of your energy to your children. You are giving all of your energy to your friends. You are giving all of your energy to your job and your coworkers. You are giving all of your energy to the news and celebrity gossip. And by the time you sit down to work on something for yourself, you can't. Because you don't have any energy left. Because you chose to give it all away. That's a problem. Starting right now, we are going to be stingy with our energy. And we are going to start telling people no. And let's be clear. Most of the people that we choose to give all of our energy to are grown, able-bodied adults that are not reciprocating the energy back to us. Because if it was reciprocal, you wouldn't feel drained. If it was reciprocal, you wouldn't feel frustrated. You wouldn't feel resentment. Carrying the emotion of resentment, that is a heavy emotion to carry with you every single day. Because if it was reciprocal, they would be giving, you would be taking. You would be giving, they would be taking. But that's not what's going on here. You're doing all of the giving, and they're doing all of the taking. And that is why you feel drained. So starting right now, we're going to start telling people no. And no is a complete sentence. You don't have to explain shit. It does not make you a bad wife because you want to work on a business. It does not make you a bad mother because you want to do something for yourself for once. It does not make you a bad friend because you don't want to sit there and listen to her talk about her problems. It makes you human. Ladies, I don't know if you know this or not, but you matter too. Your happiness is important too. So, the answer is no. No, I cannot loan you money. That is money I could be using for my business. No, I cannot keep giving you rides. That is time that I could be spending on my business. No, I cannot sit here and listen to you talk about your problems. I have to fix my own. Tell her to get a damn therapist. The answer is no. Because when you start saying no to others, you start saying yes to you. And now you have the energy to pour into yourself and actually get the things done. Money flows where energy goes. So when you start giving your energy back to you, the money flows right behind it. See, the problem is a lot of you guys are trying to pour from an empty cup. And a lot of y'all's cups have been empty for years. You cannot effectively pour into others if your cup is not in overflow. But in order for your cup to be in overflow, you have to start putting yourself first in your life. That's the only way your cup will be in overflow. Okay? Money flows where energy goes. Don't you ever forget it. All right, prompt number 2. Good morning. Thank you. Once you choose the digital product idea that you want to use, you will type this in the chat GPT. This is prompt number 2. Write me an ebook that helps people solve this problem. You said, yeah, I'm going to tell people to get therapists. Yes, don't let people trauma dump on you. No, absolutely not. Therapy. Write me an ebook that helps people solve this problem. Write me an ebook that helps people solve this problem. If you've got that, go ahead and got that in the chat. If you need for me to repeat it, this is the opportunity to ask. Remember, closed mouths don't get fed. Good morning. Hello, hello. Happy Saturday, you guys. Good morning. Also, make sure y'all follow me so you do not lose me. Excuse me, they do steal my videos. And they're going to turn around and make fake accounts pretending to be me, trying to finesse you. Okay, don't let it happen. YouTube, thumbs up the live. The more we interact with these lives, the more TikTok and YouTube will push these lives out to more people. You're going to hit enter. Y'all got that? Give me 10 digital product ideas. Thank you, poor pet. Thank you. Give me 10 digital product ideas I can sell that solve a problem. And then write me an ebook that helps people solve this problem. You're going to hit enter. This is what I mean by it has never been easier than today to start your online business because ChatGPT literally wrote the ebook for you. So what's the excuse now, man? You don't have one. Now all you have to do is literally copy and paste. Don't overthink. Do not do it. You will copy what ChatGPT gave you and you will paste it into your Canva template. So open up the Canva app. In the search, I want you to type in ebooks, hit enter. It's going to give you thousands of templates. Pick your most favorite one. They're all 1000% customizable, meaning you can swap out the colors and the fonts and the pictures. You will literally copy what ChatGPT gave you and paste it into the pre-made template. Now, for my ladies who do overthink, you know who you are. You overthink from the time you wake up to the time you go to bed. It's toxic. Stop. Write this word down. This says KISS, K-I-S-S. Good morning. This is an acronym that stands for Keep It Simple, Silly. Keep it simple, silly. A lot of y'all love to overcomplicate things, and that's why nothing gets done. Simplicity is key, okay? The only thing I need your ebook to be is clean, simple, and legible. That's it. Clean, simple, legible. If it's those three things, you're good to go. You will copy and paste. Once you are done copying and pasting and you love the way it looks, you will download it as a PDF file. Download it as a PDF, okay? Once you have downloaded it as a PDF file, you will upload it to your hosting site. Write these down. I hope you're taking notes. Stan Store, Etsy, Beacons, Gumroad, and Shopify. Stan Store, Etsy, Beacons, Gumroad, Shopify, and these are some of the most popular hosting sites. Yes, there are plenty more out there. These are some of the most popular ones, and your product only needs to be on one of these, not all 5. If you've got all of this, go ahead and got that in the chat. Remember, closed mouths do not get fed. The key word of this live is execution. And while I wait for at least one person to got that in the chat, let me tell you what I noticed about us human beings. Ladies, and I'm guilty of this too. Everything that I am telling you guys, best believe I have done this too. This is how I know. One of the things that I notice as women we love to do, we love our comfort zone, don't it? We love our comfort zone. I swear to God. And if you don't know, your comfort zone is just your daily routines and habits. It's what you do on a regular basis, who you talk to, the type of content you consume, your vices, your habit, all of the things, your environment, everything. It's all your comfort zone, okay? It's what you do every day. It's the most familiar thing to you. It's the path of least resistance. But notice that the comfort zone that we refuse to leave isn't bringing us the results that we want. Because let me let you know what I know about these algorithms. If your comfort zone was giving you the results that you want, you wouldn't be here. You wouldn't be watching my content because my content is to help women become their highest version. And if you are already on that journey, you wouldn't be resonating with this, okay? Your comfort zone is not going to give you the results that you want. Some of y'all have been in this comfort zone of y'all's for years and decades, and you still haven't gotten to the financial goals that you wanted. You still haven't found the peace that you want. You still haven't found the confidence that you want because it's not in your comfort zone. It's not there, okay? And notice how we have become comfortable with being stressed. Some of y'all have been stressed for so long, you don't even remember what it feels like to not be stressed. We have become comfortable with being insecure. The reason why so many people struggle with posting their content is because they care way too much about what people think of them. That's insecurity. We have become comfortable with being broke. Yes, you have been robbing Patrice to pay Paula for so long, you can't even imagine a life where you can have your bills on auto withdrawal and not worry about things being overdrawn. You are going to have to take a half an inch out of that comfort zone and do something a little bit different today to slowly but surely get to the results that you want. That comfort zone of yours that you refuse to leave is draining you. It is frustrating you. It is keeping you anxious. It is keeping you depressed. And the results that you want don't live there. They live outside of it. You're going to have to create new routines and habits. Spend time in different environments. Talk to different people. And get off these damn apps. Stop scrolling all day and work on the things that we're actually talking about. That's how you get the results that you want. You gotta leave that comfort zone. You don't have a choice. Okay? All right. Now back to our hosting sites. I use Stan Store. I love Stan. Stan is great. But Stan Store is very expensive. Okay? Stan Store is $99 a month. That is very high if you're brand new to all of this. If your business is not making that yet. Okay? So if you are brand new to everything we're talking about, Stan Store is not for you. Instead, I want you to start on Gumroad because Gumroad only charges you a percentage when you make a sale. Okay, they charge you 10% for every sale. So until you make money, you don't have to spend it. That's a great place to start. All right. Now, what I know about you is this: you will make money because you're taking notes, you're asking questions, and most importantly, you're going to execute. So when you do start generating income, then transfer everything over to Stan Store later because Stan Store has a lot of features that will help you expand your business, like Afterpay and Klarna. Ladies, let me tell you what's going on in the world of finance today in case you didn't know. Buy now, pay later, taking over. Taking over. It's going crazy. And buy now, pay later includes Afterpay, Klarna, Sezzle, QuadPay, Affirm, PayPal. There's so many these days. So many. Okay? And if you have a buy now, pay later option on your site, I promise you, you will make more. Buy now, pay later is the most preferred payment option. Why do you think they put it on DoorDash? Because people are using it. So, you will start with what you have. You will start on Gumroad. You will start building your business, making your money, and then you will transfer everything over to Stan Store later. Okay? So what we just did was we created the ebook. We took Canva, we took ChatGPT, we put it together, and we wrote this ebook. And then we uploaded it to our hosting site. Well, now we got to sell it. And I'm going to teach you how to sell, but we have to sell it. And I'm going to be honest, sales is 80% of the business. 80. That's more than half, okay? So we got to get sales right or there will not be a business. But before we get into sales, I need to make something crystal clear to you. That process of copying and pasting and making that ebook that we just did, that process should not take you longer than 2 hours. Honestly, it shouldn't take you longer than 1, but I'm going to give you grace and I'm going to give you 2. And just so you know, on my live, I don't care how old you are. Age ain't nothing but a number. I don't care. What you're not going to do is try to convince me that it takes longer than 2 hours to copy and paste some words. No, it doesn't. And I know you know how to copy and paste because you copy and paste the links to the reels that you watch in the group chats every day. So you know how to copy and paste. If it is taking you longer than 2 hours, we have a serious problem that we have to fix right now. One of the problems that you might be struggling with, and I used to be guilty of this too, this is how I know, You want to be a perfectionist, right? That means everything about you just must be perfect or it's not right. You are the woman who will literally waste 6 months of her life that she will never get back just to overthink your brilliant idea and second guess your greatness. And then when you do finally decide to get started, you're going to take things out, put things back, get irritated and frustrated and have all this OCD because it's still not perfect, and then give up on it again. Then you're going to let 3 more months go by that you never, ever, ever get back just to overthink some more. And when you finally decide to reset, this time what you're going to do is you're going to go ask 20 people what they think you should do with your business. And the crazy thing is, these people that you're asking, they're not even business owners. These aren't even people you would trade lives with. But for some reason, you care so much about what people think of you. And then when they do give you their opinion, you listen and you care. Next thing you know, a whole year has gone by and you haven't done shit but waste your precious, valuable time that you will never, ever, ever get back. Bless your heart. Bless your heart, Lord. Ma'am, I've been there, I know. I'm going to hold your hand very tightly when I say this to you, and just know I'm saying it out of love. You are not perfect at all. You are flawed. I am not perfect at all. I am flawed. Nobody is perfect at all. And everybody is flawed. See, what you really are is scary as hell. You are still living in fear. And what do we say? Fear on this live stands for fuck everything and run. And that's what you've been doing. You have been running away from your brilliant idea, your $1 million idea for years because you're so fearful of looking stupid. You're so fearful of people talking about you. You're so fearful of failure. And all of this fear that you refuse to let go of is literally stealing your dream life from you. I hate to break it to you, but it is. Because let's be honest, you know exactly what kind of life you want to live. You have prayed about it and you have prayed about it and you prayed about it some more. God heard you loud and clear. He knows exactly what side of town you want to live on. He heard you. He knows exactly what kind of vacations you want to take with your family. He heard you. And most importantly, he knows exactly how much money you want to pass down to your children when you are no longer here. He heard you loud and clear. But every day that you hold on to that fear of yours is another day that you could have, thank you, been living the life that you want, but you make the choice not to because you won't let go of fear. And if you want to dig even deeper into why we hold on to all this fear in the first place, it's because we are self-sabotaging. That's what all this is, self-sabotage. That's why I keep telling you, you are getting in your own way. You are holding yourself back. It is you versus you. You are doing this to you. And the reason why we self-sabotage is because we have fragile egos. And your ego is terrified of feeling disappointment if it doesn't work. Putting yourself out there, trying something new, and if it fails, your ego is terrified of the feeling of disappointment, so you will self-sabotage and come up with excuses to avoid feeling disappointed in yourself if it doesn't work. You will self-sabotage by pretending that you're too busy. Man, cut the crap. Just stop. You're not too busy. Because if you have time to scroll on social media, if you have time to catch up on your favorite TV shows, then that means you have more than enough time to work on this. But you will convince yourself that you're too busy because what you're doing is self-sabotaging. Because if you let go of that excuse, the I'm too busy excuse, well, now that means you would actually have to execute. And you're terrified of how you would feel if it doesn't work. You will self-sabotage by holding on to toxic relationships. You know deep down inside those people aren't your friends. You know, deep down inside, they treat you like shit, they use you, and they abuse you. But you will self sabotage by holding on to those friendships by saying things like, well, we've been friends for 20 years. First of all, y'all have not been friends for 20 years. No, you have not. They have been using you. But you are so afraid that if you let that friendship go, that abusive relationship go, well, how would I feel? I'm going to tell you how you would feel. You would start to feel good about yourself. You would actually build your confidence. You would start showing up for yourself and your business, and you would actually get the results that you want. But you're terrified of feeling disappointment if it doesn't work. So you'll hold on to those toxic relationships. Self-sabotage. That's what all this is. But I'm confused because earlier you said that you hate your job. You said that you're tired of living paycheck to paycheck. You said you're tired of always giving up on yourself. You said that you're tired of lacking confidence. These are the things that you said. But every day that we live like that is another day that we're still living in disappointment because we're still living a life that we are not 1000% happy with. I'm trying to help you fix it, but we can't fix it if we don't change. How can we bring more money into the household and have a business that makes sales if there's no product to sell? How can customers buy your stuff if there's no stuff? They can't. How can we build our confidence if we keep giving up on ourselves? We can't. So, you are going to have to launch your ebook. You gotta launch. And I need you to understand and understand that that ebook will never, ever, ever be perfect. I don't care if you spend 20 more years on it. It still won't be perfect. But here's the thing. The more you do something, the better you get. The more content you post, the better your content will get. The more products you launch in the future, the better your products will get. The longer you run your business, the better the business will get. But it still won't be perfect. But you are going to launch regardless. All of our favorite businesses that we spend our hard-earned money on today have gotten better over the years. Look at Netflix. Believe it or not, Netflix did not always have a fancy Netflix app. No. They were not always doing comedy specials with Kevin Hart and Dave Chappelle. They didn't always have a production company that was creating original movies and TV series that are now winning Emmys and Oscars today. And they damn sure did not always have wrestling on pay-per-view. Years ago, before COVID, you used to have to go on their website, Netflix.com. They would mail you a DVD off of your list that you made. You could watch the DVD as many times as you wanted. And when you were ready for the next movie, you had to mail that DVD back. They did not wait till they could afford the fanciest software. They launched with what they had. And the longer they ran their business, the more customers they got. The more customers they got, the more money they made. The more money they made, the more they were able to reinvest that money back into the business to make it better. But it's still not perfect. Because let's be real, we all still have complaints. I still can't find shit on there to watch. Netflix is $1 billion business. So I don't know why your ego thinks that you can skip the messy middle. But if $1 billion business had to have a messy middle, why don't you? It doesn't make sense. You will have a messy middle too. And that's okay. All right? So launch. Another reason why it might be taking you longer than 2 hours to copy and paste some words is because you're distracted as fuck. Listen, I have already accepted the fact that I am not the life coach for everybody. I have accepted the fact that I'm not the business coach for everybody because believe it or not, most people are not truly looking for solutions to their problems. Most people are just looking to pass time. And they're just looking to complain and vent to whoever's willing to listen. But the minute you present them with the solution to their problems, they bail because they weren't really looking to be helped. I'm not here for that. I am only here to help the woman who actually wants to change her life. But in order to change, I have to make you aware of what you've been doing. Self-awareness is key. And believe it or not, most people are not self-aware. So I'm going to tell you the truth so that we can fix it. See, when you get off of work, you could work on your business and reaching your goals. Keeping the promises that you made to yourself so you can finally start to have confidence in yourself, but you make the choice not to. You choose to sit on the phone and gossip with your friends about celebrities and their drama. When you do have time off from work, like the weekends, you could work on your business and reaching your goals and keeping the promises that you make to yourself so you can finally have self-respect and self-love, but you make the choice not to. You choose to sit on the couch and binge watch Netflix and Hulu for hours. Late at night, when your children are asleep, you could work on your business and reaching your goals and keeping those promises that you made to yourself so you can stop caring about what people think of you because now you think highly of yourself. But you choose not to. You choose to scroll social media, laughing at funny videos and sharing them back and forth in the group chats. And the reason why we hold on to all of these distractions, social media, binge watching movies, drinking, gambling, all of these distractions that we hold on to is escapism. You are trying to escape. And the reason you are trying to escape is because there's things about your life that you are not 1000% happy with. And instead of you being a grown woman and fixing it, you choose to run from it. But let me ask you, be honest. How is that going? Is that working? You don't know? Well, just ask yourself, how do you feel on a day-to-day basis? When your alarm goes off in the morning, are you excited to start your day or are you dreading it? Are you genuinely happy or are you depressed? Do you find yourself comparing your life to others? Just ask yourself, how do you feel? Because if you don't feel good, then that means you need to change something up. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting different results. So if you don't like the results that you've been getting, that means that it's time to change something. Instead of trying to escape a life that you're not 1000% happy with, what if we just lock in and build a life that you never feel the need to escape from? Okay. So this is what you're going to do today. Not tomorrow, not Monday, not next year. Today. You are going to turn the TV off. Put your phone on Do Not Disturb. Tell your friends you will talk to them later. You are building your dream life. You're going to sit down at home. No, you don't need to go to Starbucks because you get distracted there. You're going to start the ebook and then you're going to finish it. You're not going to start, stop, come back next week because we already know how you do. You don't come back. You're going to start it and you're going to finish it. 2 hours is all you need. If we are crystal clear on all of these instructions, go ahead and put clear in the chat because respectfully, there's no point in talking about sales if we don't have anything to sell. And for those of y'all who are just tuning in, good morning. My name is Coach Jazz. Make sure you follow me so you don't lose me. YouTube, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. And if I'm saying anything that resonates with your spirit and vibrates with your soul, double tap the screen. The more we interact with these lives, the more TikTok and YouTube will push these lives out to more people. Okay, so a few minutes ago, I told you guys, thank you, Britt. A few minutes ago, I told you guys sales is 80% of the business, all right? So that's more than half. So we got to get this right or there won't be a business. But I also have to be honest with you. Sales is where most people fail. They fail right here. Not at the creation part. That's easy. Sales. They fail at sales. And before you run away and start second guessing if you can do this, listen to me. The reason why people fail at sales is because of their mindset and the things that they think in regards to sales. Okay? So, we have to fix what we think about sales in order to sell something. See, some people, and you might be included in this, will say things like, well, I'm not a salesperson. Good morning. What if I'm being annoying? What if people unfollow me? What if people think I'm begging them for money? Okay, let's go ahead and clear all that up. First of all, selling is not begging, selling is solving. Okay? That's all it is. People have a problem and you have a solution. You're not begging anyone for anything. So get that out your head. Thank you, perfect peace. Number two, you don't have a choice but to remind people consistently about your products and services and how you can help them, because people are extremely forgetful and they will forget. Ladies, everyone's living their own life, okay? Life is life and stress is stressing. And most people are on social media all day. You are. They're being bombarded with content from the time they wake up to the time they go to bed. So they're going to forget. You have to remind them of who you are, what you do, and how you can help people consistently so they can even begin to remember. Why do you think I keep telling you to take notes on this live? I keep telling you, write this down, write this down, write this down. Because I already know you're going to forget. Not if, but when you do, you can still refer back to your notes and get it done. Why do you think I keep telling you that the key word of this live is execution? You have heard me say that word a million times. Thank you, Kristen. Why do I keep repeating myself? Because psychology has already proven the more you hear something, the more it sticks in your pretty head. And I need it to stick. We can't just talk about it. We can't just write it down. We have to do it. You have to remind people consistently if you want them to even remember who you are. All of our favorite businesses that we spend our hard-earned money with today remind you consistently who they are, what they do, and how they can help you. Look at those Amazon trucks. We're all Amazon Prime members, right? Yes. We all know who Amazon is. And most of us spend most of us spend money with them every single month because we use Prime. So we take advantage of the 2-day, the 1-day, and the same day shipping. And even though everyone knows who they are, and most of us spend money with them every single month, Amazon still reminds you consistently, daily, that they exist. Look at those Amazon trucks. You can't even go 2 miles down the street these days without seeing one. Those big ass blue trucks with their logo on it. They could have left them white, but they made them blue and they put their logo on it for a reason. Why? So that every time you see one of their trucks, which is multiple times a day, your brain remembers Amazon. I can order from Amazon. You can't even go down a neighborhood or enter into a mailroom without seeing Amazon packages everywhere. They could have left those cardboard boxes blank, but they put their logo on it for a reason. Why? So that every time you see one of their packages, which is multiple times a day, your brain remembers Amazon. I can order from Amazon. Now let's be honest. Do you really think they're worried about being annoying? Do you really think they're worried about you thinking that they're begging you for money? Do you really think they're worried about you unsubscribing from Prime because they're doing too much? Girl, please. They know you're not going nowhere. How do they know that? Because they know they have a solution to your problem. They know we're lazy and they know we want convenience. So every single day, they will remind you that they exist, and every single month, you will spend your hard-earned money with them. For those of you guys who have seen my face before, maybe I'm a new face to you. I've been on the internet for 6 years full time. You might have found me somewhere on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Threads. I'm on every platform. How is it that I'm able to show up consistently, daily, and talk about Glow Up Academy without worrying about people thinking I'm being annoying or begging them for money? How am I able to do that? Because I know I have a solution to people's problems. People want to become more confident in themselves. They want to finally stop caring what people think so they can finally build the business of their dreams. I work with them daily inside of Globe Academy. People want to become more consistent and disciplined. They want to actually follow through and get it done. I work with them daily inside of Globe Academy. People want to build their online business. They want to finally make money online and monetize their platforms. I work with them daily inside of Globe Academy. If people think I'm being annoying, fine. They can unsubscribe. They can unfollow. Respectfully, I won't give a damn. Because one thing I know about people is this: people do not change until the pain of staying the same outweighs the pain of change. Meaning, people not changing until they hit a brick wall. But when they hit that brick wall, they always come back. And because I have that energy with my products and services, I sell, and I sell a lot. Because Amazon has that energy with their products and services. They sell, and they sell a lot. And if you want to sell a lot too, you're going to have the same energy. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Okay? Very good. If you're ready for sales tip number 1, go ahead and put a 1 in the chat. And for those of y'all who are just tuning in, good morning. My name is Coach Jazz. Don't forget, the key word of this live is execution. So not only are we going to talk about it, not only going to write it down in our pretty notebooks, we're going to do it. And I do want to address the elephant in the room real quick, which is failing. I know a lot of you guys have brilliant ideas, amazing ideas. But you're terrified to start because you're terrified of failing. But what if I told you that a lot of you guys are confused as to what the word failing even means? So let me go ahead and unconfuse you. See, some of y'all think failing means that you create your first YouTube video, and if you don't get 50,000 subscribers in a week, then you failed. Some of y'all are really out here thinking that if you launch your first ebook and you're not a millionaire by the end of the month, then you failed. And some of y'all are really out here thinking that if you post TikTok reels for a whole week straight and you don't get 10,000 views per video, then you failed. That's not failing. See, failing only exists when you quit. When you throw in the towel and you say, you know what, I'm done. I don't want to do this anymore. I give up. Well, then that is when you have officially failed. But if every single day you just keep showing up, you just keep trying, every day or every other day you do something a little bit different, you take a half an inch out of that comfort zone and you just keep giving it all that you've got, that's not failing, because the progress is coming. The results are coming. See, the problem is, as society, we have become extremely entitled. Entitlement is at an all-time high. And some of y'all don't even recognize how entitled you really are. And see, what you believe is you are entitled to the results that you want in the time frame in which you want them. You have convinced yourself that it only takes a week to build a YouTube channel from 0 subscribers to 100,000 subscribers because you said so. You feel entitled to that in that time frame. But the crazy thing is, the results always show up, but people don't get the results they want because they gave up way too quickly. I lost 100 pounds. 100 pounds. Okay, that's a lot of weight. For anyone who has lost any amount of weight, you know this is true. When you just let go of the excuses, when you just let them go, you just fully let go of the excuses and you say, you know what, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna count my calories and I'm gonna only make sure I eat those calories per day. And I'm gonna move my body. Don't you eventually get to the results, the weight loss that you always wanted, your weight loss goal? It's inevitable. You sure do. You want to know why most people don't reach their weight loss goals? You want to know the truth? Because they felt entitled to a crazy amount of weight loss in a short period of time. They told themselves that they should be able to lose 50 pounds in 7 days because they said so. And when they don't lose those 50 pounds in 7 days because that's impossible, they give up. They quit. And that is why they never reach their weight loss goals. Because they felt entitled to the results in the time frame in which they set. So, for any of you guys who are terrified of failing, just don't quit. Because if you do not quit, then you did not fail. And now you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Okay? All right. Let's get into it. Sales tip number 1. Good morning. Content is king and distribution is queen. Content is king and distribution is queen. Okay? So let's break this down so it makes sense. Let's start with the content is king part. Okay? Content is anything that you upload to social media. All right, so pictures, reels, long form YouTube videos. If you go live, if you post statuses on Facebook and Twitter and Threads, all of that is content. All right, and content is how we're going to get the word out. This is how we're going to let people know about our products and services and how we can help them. Content is king because remember we said people are extremely forgetful, meaning we have to consistently remind them so they can even begin to remember who we are, what we do, and how we can help them. All right. Now, one thing I cannot stress the importance of is not allowing yourself to feel overwhelmed. Because notice the minute you start to feel overwhelmed, you freeze and then you don't do anything. A lot of times people create this long list of to-dos. I got to get this done, that done. Oh my God, I don't know where to start. So then you just give up because you feel overwhelmed. So we need to adapt a new mindset. Good morning. Instead of having an all or nothing mindset, a go hard or go home mindset, I used to have that mindset too. The new mindset is going to be we're going to crawl before we walk and we're going to walk before we run. We're going to slowly but surely take a half an inch out of our comfort zone every single day and gradually get to the results that we want. See, some of you guys are struggling with posting content consistently because you're camera shy, okay? So we have to first get out of the camera shyness before we can even get to the posting consistently, all right? So for those of you guys who are camera shy, the very first thing I want you to focus on is just sitting in front of your camera or your phone multiple times a day and talking to it. This isn't stuff to post. This is just for you to be in front of the camera talking. The more you do this, the more comfortable you will begin to feel. So you could do 5-minute increments. You could do 10-minute increments. I don't give a damn. I just need you to do it and multiple times a day. And don't you dare try to say, well, Jazz, I don't have time for that. That's a lie that you keep believing. Excuse me. Because if you have time to scroll, you have time to do this. If you just locked into being in front of the camera multiple times a day for short increments, over the course of 1 to 2 weeks, I promise you, you will not be camera shy anymore. Because the more you do something, the better you get. So once you are no longer camera shy, cool. Now we're going to lock in to posting one 30-second TikTok video a week. Just one. So that gives you 6 days to use ChatGPT to help you figure out what kind of video you're going to make. You can have ChatGPT script the video for you. You can record it 1,000,000 times if you want to. And then that also gives you 6 days to edit it. And then you're going to post it. 30 seconds. That's it. And you're going to do that consistently once a week. Once you are now consistent with posting once a week, we're going to up it to 2. And then 3. And the next thing you know, you are posting consistently. So we're going to crawl before we walk and walk before we run and never allow ourselves to feel overwhelmed. Okay? Now, the distribution is queen parts. Okay? Not only will we be posting content consistently, we're also going to be building at least 3 platforms. Well, why 3, Jazz? Because one is too close to none. That's why. Like that one income you have at that one job. If they laid you off tomorrow, what would you do? You'd be freaking out, trying to figure out how you're going to pay your bills. If you put all of your eggs in a TikTok basket and the U.S. decides to ban it like they did last year, what would you do? You would be freaking out. Like all the other TikTokers who only had a TikTok account. I teach my students we have to stay proactive so we are not reactive. In other words, we got to stay ready. All right? And no, it's not hard to build 3. The same exact video that you post on TikTok, you will post it on Instagram, YouTube Shorts, Facebook, whatever. Okay? Okay, it takes an extra 5 minutes. I do it all day. I promise you it's not hard. Now, which platform should you grow? That's up to you. That's up to you. You got a lot of options, all right? Now, I do suggest starting with the platform that you're always on. So, if you find yourself always on TikTok, then start on TikTok. Obviously, you like this app so much because you're always here, and then just choose two more. But I am going to let you know this in case you did not know. YouTube is the most watched platform. It's not TikTok. And YouTube has even replaced cable TV. There are more people watching YouTube than anywhere. Okay? So I'm going to always, always, always urge and encourage my students to start their YouTube channel. If everybody is watching YouTube, why are you not creating on it? Good morning. Make it make sense. Okay? Now, before we move into sales tip number 2, I do want to speak to the woman on this live who's still holding on to that fear. Girl, I can feel it. In case you didn't know, if you're new here, we said fear stands for fuck everything and run, and that's what she's ready to do. She's ready to swipe up. She's happy that she found this live, divine timing, right? She knows she needed to hear this, but in the back of her mind, she's like, Jazz, what the hell did I just walk into? He said, that's me. I can feel the energy. She's saying things like, Jazz, I would love to start an online business. That sounds amazing, but I just don't know. You're telling me to make my own ebook? You're telling me to post content consistently? You're telling me to build at least 3 platforms? Jazz, I don't know about that. I want to, but that just sounds really hard, and I don't think that I can. Okay. Well, before you run away from your brilliant idea, your $1 million idea, just listen to me. The first thing I want you to know is this. I don't have the ability to convince anyone of anything, okay? So I'm not even going to try. So, if you want to believe that posting content consistently is hard, then okay, your feelings are valid. You're right, it's hard. If you want to believe that having AI write your ebook for you is hard, then fine, you're right, it's hard. If you want to believe that building 3 platforms is hard, then fine, it's hard. But I do want to remind you that the life you're currently living is hard. Going to a job that you absolutely hate, that overworks you and underpays you and is draining you, is hard. It's hard. Crying every day because you are so stressed and so unhappy with the way things are going for you right now is hard. That's hard. Knowing deep down in your soul, you can feel it, that there is something better for you, but you're not living it. Now that's hard. That is hard. And you live like that every single day. And see, that's fear. That's what fear will do right there. And you let it. You let fear convince you that you can't do any of this, but look at what you're already doing. That's 10 times harder than this. Because honestly, I haven't said anything that you're not capable of doing because you know how to type. You know how to open up ChatGPT, type what you need, and get your answers. Let me ask you, when was the last time you told yourself that you were proud of you? Some of y'all don't even know. Some of y'all are like, Jazz, I'll never say that. That's the problem. You never want to give yourself credit where credit is due. That's the problem. Because let's be real, life's for everybody. No one's life is perfect. We have all gone through some extremely challenging times in life. And in those moments, in our darkest moments, we had no clue how we were going to overcome it. But we did. Because we're still here today. So you have already proven to yourself how strong you really are. I don't have to convince you of that. You have already proven how resilient you really are. Because you got through what you got through. But you're going to let fear convince you that you can't do this. Listen, I remember when I lost my grandma, my world turned upside down. My grandma pretty much raised me. And when I went off to college, I used to call her 4 and 5 times a day just to talk to her, just to check in with her, tell her what I was doing. And when she died of a stroke. I didn't know what I was going to do. I felt like my world was over because she was the one woman in my life that I could tell something to and she wouldn't judge me, right? But here I am, 10 years later, still living life without my grandma. That's strength. That's resilience. You are very strong. You are very resilient. And you can do this. And this is why I keep stressing the importance of building up our confidence and keeping the promises that we make to ourselves. Because this is the result of that. Every single time that you break the promises that you make to yourself, you are slowly eroding at your confidence to where you no longer believe that you can do anything. And that's the problem. You have to start keeping the promises that you make to yourself so that you can begin to start feeling highly of yourself so you can stop talking yourself out of stuff. And look, I don't have to convince you of this. You can see it for yourself. How many times have you scrolled your For You page and saw people in worse off situations than you? But guess what? They're still showing up and getting it done. There are women on these apps who have more children than you. And they are still showing up, getting it done. There are people on these apps who have worse health conditions than you. And they're still showing up, getting it done. There are people on these apps who are living their worst moments right now. Maybe they just lost their job. Maybe they lost their house. But they're still showing up, getting it done. So if they can do it, why can't you? You want to know why? I'm going to tell you why. The reason why they're getting it done and you're not is because they made the choice to let go of fear. And you choose to keep holding on to it. That's why. That's why. You have to let go of the fear because that fear is stealing your dream life from you. Listen, my online business changed my whole life. I've been doing this full time for 6 years. Started during COVID. Made more money than I could have ever imagined from my cell phone, a laptop, and some Wi-Fi. For the first time in my life, I have peace. You can't even put a price tag on that. I have purpose. I get to do what I want, when I want, and how I want to do it. I have freedom. I have confidence now. I keep the promises that I make to myself. But before all of this, before COVID, no. I lived a completely different life. I used to be miserable. I used to be depressed, anxious. I used to be 100 pounds overweight. I had a 9-to-5 that I absolutely hated. I was insecure. And to top it all off, I used to be an alcoholic. See, I bought into the American dream bullshit that they sell everybody. But I bought in back in high school. See, they told me to go to college. And they said that once I graduate, I could find a good job with benefits and stability. I'll make more than enough money to live off of. I'll be able to afford to travel a few times a year. I'll be able to save for a house. And I'll be able to put extra money into my 401k plan so that when I get too old to retire, when I get too old to work, I can retire with dignity. That's what they said. So I bought in. So let's do it. So at 18, I went off to college, did the whole experience, dorm room, all the things. 4 years later, got my bachelor's degree. That degree cost me $40,000. Okay. Once I graduated, I moved back home. Most college graduates do. And then 6 months later, I found my first full-time job with benefits, PTO. I was hyped. They're going to pay me to not be at work? Wow. Wow. I was 23 years old, and I decided, you know what? I'm going to move out because they were offering me $60,000 a year. So I was ready to be a grown woman, do grown woman things. I moved out of my mom's house, got my own place. But I didn't stop there. See, I do what most Americans do. I decided to go get me a car payment. See, I already had a car, and my car was paid off. My grandma got me that car. The title in hand. They got me from point A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. But it was old. No leather seats, no push to start, no tablet on the dash. I had to upgrade to match my new upgraded life, right? Duh. So I decided to go get me a brand new Dodge Charger. My grandma told me not to do it, but I was like, what does she know? I did it. That car payment cost me $450 a month. And we all know, with expensive cars comes expensive car insurance and expensive gas. By the time I paid all my bills for the month, I was broke. Broke as hell. I couldn't afford to take trips. I couldn't afford to put extra money into my 401k. I could barely afford to eat. I was broke. But I had another problem. I had to start paying back them student loans. See, at 23, I didn't think the government was serious about getting their money back for student loans because everyone has student loans, right? It's the American way. They're not serious. Girl, the government is serious, and they're not playing with you when it comes to those student loans. They want their money back. They'll give you 6 months after you graduate to get on your feet. They won't call you. They won't send letters. They just want you to focus on getting a job. But best believe when that 6-month mark hits, they are sending letters to your house because they want to see your tax returns. Because here's the fun part. They're going to tell you how much you can afford. They're going to go off of your income and how many people you claim on your taxes. And since they saw that I made $60,000 a year, I didn't have any dependents, no children, they said I should be able to pay $400 a month. I said, what? $400? Yes. And it's not up for negotiation. That's the price. I had 11 student loan accounts that they lumped under one monthly payment of $400 a month. Every single month that I did not pay those student loans, which was literally every month because I couldn't afford it, I got 11 missed payments on my credit. In the course of 1 year, I racked up 121 missed payments. My credit score dropped 520. So there goes my American dreams of home ownership. Because who's going to give me a mortgage loan with a 520 credit score? Nobody. Not till I fix that. So I'm broke and I have really bad credit. I have one last problem. I hated my job. Nowhere in the American dream blueprint did they tell me I would be miserable at my 9 to 5. Now, I'm not going to lie. I grew up very sheltered, okay? So in my early 20s, I was naive as hell. Anything that someone told me, I believed them. I was gullible. And so when I had my interview, my supervisor who interviewed me, she told me that even though the department was all middle-aged women, I was going to be the youngest one in there. They all got along. There was no drama, no cattiness, and everyone was just one big old happy work family. So I went into the department believing that was true. I was so naive. I learned in corporate America, those are not your friends. But you gotta watch them. Because they slick. You gotta be careful. See, because they'll sit with you in the break room, they'll kiki and caca with you. They don't like you. Don't get confused. They will even hang out with you off the clock. So they're not even getting paid to be around you. But they will hang out with you and they'll go to happy hour with you. They'll invite you to their house. They'll invite you to their weddings and their baby showers so that you can meet their family, but they don't like you. It's crazy, I know. Doesn't make sense. They will even spend their hard-earned money on you. So when it's your birthday, what they'll do is they'll all contribute to a birthday gift for you. But they don't like you. They'll even do Thanksgiving potlucks in the break room. So we all sit around and eat each other's food and sing Kumbaya. But best believe, all you gotta do is piss off the right person. And they will make sure that every single day you work in that department will be a living hell. I made the mistake of making friends with a woman. I was 23, she was 31, and we used to do everything together, even off the clock. And she used to tell me I was the little sister that she never had. And my naive ass believed her. And I was like, oh my God, you're like the big sister I never had. I used to tell her all my tea, told her everything about me. When we both wanted to put in application to be promoted, she decided to tell my supervisor all of the things that I told her that I didn't like about my supervisor in confidence. And so my supervisor made sure that every single day that I worked there was a living nightmare. I was miserable. It's my fault. Walked into it, didn't know no better. I must have put in hundreds, if not thousands of applications trying to get a new job. But nobody was calling me back. I couldn't even get interviewed. So I'm broke. I have really bad credit and I hate my job. For the first time in my life, at 23 years old, I felt trapped. If you've never experienced what it feels like to feel trapped, consider yourself blessed, because I wouldn't wish that feeling on my worst enemy. But let me give you some context. See, trap feels like no matter what you do, your life's not going to get no better. That's how trap feels. You could try to be positive and optimistic all you want, but it feels like nothing but negative ass shit from the time you wake up to the time you go to bed every single day. That's how trap feels. You could try to work some overtime or get a part-time job so you can catch up on some bills. But just when you start to have a little bit of a savings account, something always comes up and slaps you in the face. Now your car won't start. Now you got to dish out money for that. It is always something. That's how trap feels. You could try to pray about it, but it begins to feel like God's ignoring you because you still wake up with the same problems every single day. Your life begins to feel like a nightmare that you can't wake up from. And I lived like that for 6 years. I used to pull up at that job. I would sit in my car and cry before I even clocked in every day. I started to bring that job home with me. You know what that means? So you are clocked out. You should be at home spending time with your spouse, but you can't mentally be there because you're replaying all the toxic things that are doing to you at work. These people have stolen your peace. They are living in your head rent-free and you can't escape them. I was so stressed out about bills I couldn't sleep anymore. I started to have anxiety. I never had anxiety before. Now I got anxiety and I'm paranoid that every day they're going to fire me. That's how I felt. And to cope with all that anxiety and that depression and that stress, I started drinking. First, it was just a few drinks a week to calm my nerves, but it quickly spiraled out of control. And I became an alcoholic. And the only reason why I'm telling you any of this is because if any of my story is resonating with you in some way, shape, or form, you are already doing something hard. Going to a job that makes you miserable is hard. Crying every day because you are unhappy is hard. And see, the reason why I was so depressed back then was because I had nothing in my life to look forward to. Back then, I didn't have any hobbies and I didn't have any interests. My life began to feel like it was on repeat. Get up, go to work, be miserable, come home, cry, drink, sleep, repeat. Week after week, month after month, and year after year. For the longest time, I thought there was something wrong with me for being so depressed. No, there's nothing wrong with me. That is depressing. Ladies, anyone would be depressed, okay? There's nothing wrong with you. But now, I get to wake up every day doing what I love to do. And that's the beauty of online business is you can monetize anything. No, your idea is not stupid. No, your idea is not far-fetched. How many times do you scroll on your For You page seeing the darndest things? And you're literally sitting there scratching your head trying to figure out how the hell are these people getting paid to do this? I could do a better job than this. You want to know how? You want to know how they're getting paid to do it and you're not? You want to know how? That's because they chose to let go of fear. And you choose to keep holding on to it. That's how. And I want to say one more thing before we move forward because I need to make sure you hear me loud and clearly. I hope you realize that if you work 40 hours a week or more, you spend more time at work with people you don't even like than you do with your family who loves you. See, I literally worked 9 to 5. So what should have only been a 20-minute drive into the city is over an hour because I'm stuck in rush hour traffic. So an hour to work, an hour back, that's 2 hours in the car, 8 hours at work, 1 hour lunch break. That is 11 hours out of my day gone. I'll never get it back. By the time you do get home, you are drained. You are exhausted. You feel defeated. You only have a few hours to spend with your spouse and your children before you have to put everyone to bed just to repeat the cycle again the next day. And let's be clear, your loved ones, they don't get to experience the peaceful version of you because you're not peaceful. They don't get to experience the happy version of you because you're not happy. They get the anxious version of you. They get the depressed version of you. They get the stressed version of you. You put everyone to bed just to repeat the cycle again the next day. Just look forward to the weekend. But respectfully, what are you looking forward to? Because Friday you still worked. So they still got 8 hours out you. Saturday is the only day you get to do what you want. But Sunday, not so much. No, because you have to prepare for the work week, right? So that means you got to cook. You got to clean. You got to go to the grocery store. You have to do laundry. And then you have to mentally prepare yourself for the bullshit sitting on your desk for Monday. Ladies, that's not living. That's surviving. Life is meant to be lived, not survived. I don't know what your religious beliefs are, but I do know this. The God I serve, He loves me. And He loves me a lot. And He heard my prayers. He heard them loud and clear. And let me ask you, if He loves me so much, why would He put me on this earth to be hating the very life that He blessed me with? He didn't. That's not why He put me here. He put me here for a very special reason. And He allowed me the opportunity to find it. And online business, social media, allowed me the opportunity to monetize it. There is something very special about you, too. He put you here for a very special reason, too. But the problem is, life has a tendency to life. And somewhere on our journey of life, we lose our light. It gets dim, and then it gets dark. Maybe it was toxic family, toxic friends, toxic relationship. In my case, it was a toxic job. And you lose your light. And then you're sitting here doubting your abilities to do any of this. But I'm here to tell you that you can. If you even thought the thought, that's because you can. I believe the ideas that we get, that's coming from God. God is talking to us all day long. If something inside of you is telling you, try this, start this, post this, that's because God is talking to you and he's telling you that you can do it. He would never plant seeds in an environment that cannot harvest them. So if you even thought about starting a business, that's because you can. If you even thought about creating content, that's because you can. If you even thought about selling your products, that's because you can. Because if it was truly something that you could not do, it wouldn't have even crossed your mind. But it did. But in order to actually get it done, you are going to have to let go of fear. You are going to have to take a half an inch out of your comfort zone and do something a little bit different. Or you can keep doing what you've been doing and keep getting the results that you've been getting. You can do this, ladies, but you've got to let go of fear. Okay? All right. Sales tip number 2. Good morning. For those of y'all who are just tuning in, my name is Coach Jazz. Make sure you follow me so you do not lose me. YouTube, make sure you subscribe. Sales tip number 2. People only buy from people that they like, know, and trust. People only buy from people that they like, know, and trust. So, if they don't like you, they're not going to buy it. If they don't know you, they're not going to buy it. And if they don't trust you, they will not buy it. So, how do we get people to like us? All right, let's start here. How do we get people to like us? So, we're going to do that through our content. If you're just tuning in, we said content is anything that you post to social media, anything that you upload. So, pictures, reels, long form YouTube videos, if you go live, statuses that you type on Facebook, Twitter, Threads. All of that, is content. All right? In your content, you need to be relatable and you need to be authentic. In other words, I need you to be yourself. Just be you, okay? Some of you guys are struggling with building your community because you are not being who you are. You are trying to be perfect, but you're not perfect. So you're being inauthentic. People can only connect with people through emotions, but people can't connect with you because you're trying to be perfect and they're not perfect. So it's just a disconnect. I need you to understand that the community you build, your viewers, your followers, your subscribers, your commenters, those are the people who are going to buy your products. So I need you to be you. And don't you dare let fear take over and say things like, well, Jazz, what if no one likes me? That's impossible, okay? And I used to be afraid of that too. There are 8 billion people in this world, okay? Somebody is bound to like you. The internet connects people from all over the world, okay? All over the world, there are people who need you. You have the solution to their problems. They're waiting for you. But you're not helping them because you won't get out your head. I have people inside of Glow Up Academy from all over the world. Okay, I'm in the US. There are women in there from Australia, Jamaica, Canada, Barbados, the UK. I have been to none of those countries. But I was still able to help people from all over the world, all because I decided to show up as myself and post my content. What if I let fear take over this morning and I didn't go live? Well, then y'all watching wouldn't have been able to receive this message, and I wouldn't have been able to help you. But that's literally what you're doing to others. So please, for the love of God, get out your head and post your content. People will like you. Just be yourself. Your tribe, your community, I promise you, they will find you. They will find you. Okay? Now we said people only buy from people that they like, know, and trust. All right, cool. Well, how do we get people to know us? All right. I need you to go live. I need you to go live. And just so we're clear, whether you're faceless or front and center, you're doing all of these things. Yes, you can go live and be faceless. You don't get no excuses. You're going to do all of the things too. Going live is the best way to build your community. Now, no, it's not the only way, but it is the best way. Why? Because it allows people to get a sense of your energy and your vibes. It allows people to connect with you, engage, and interact, and it allows you to promote your products. Okay? Now, some of y'all are going to be hard-headed and you're going to say, Jazz, that's great, but I don't want to go live. And I'm going to say, fine, don't. I told you, I'm not here to convince you to do anything you don't want to do. If you don't want to go live, don't. Don't go live. But let me remind you, you also said that you wanted financial freedom. You also said you were tired of feeling overworked and underpaid at your job. It amazes me how many people will go to work and bust their ass at their job to build wealth for someone else. But they absolutely refuse to spend 20 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour building wealth for themselves. And TikTok, I don't have to convince you of this. How many times do you scroll? All you see are people selling stuff. Selling. They're selling everything. They're selling clothes, hair, nails, makeup, lashes, digital products. They're selling. The internet doesn't sleep. I don't even care when you go live. It doesn't matter. If you want to go live at night, go live at night. If you want to go live in the morning, go live in the morning. It doesn't matter. Just go live. Now, some of y'all are like, well, Jazz, I would. I'm not against it. I'm just a little live shy. Okay. For my live shy ladies or camera shy, listen, the only reason why you're shy is because you just don't have enough experience doing it. It's not because you suck at life. It's not because this isn't meant for you. It's only because you just don't have enough experience. Maybe you did it once 6 months ago, but you haven't done it since. Anything that you do over and over and over again, I promise you, you will get better at. We have been on this live for 97 minutes. And one thing I know about people is this: if you're still watching, that's because you trust what I'm saying to be true. If you truly thought I was full of shit, you would have left. So trust this. If you go live consistently, I promise you, you will get to a point where you are no longer shy. Listen, you did not always know how to walk. Now you walk just fine. How? Because you had to do it consistently. You didn't always know how to read and write, but now you do that just fine. How? Because you did it consistently. You didn't always know how to do your job. You didn't always know how to drive. Now you do those things just fine. How? Because you do them consistently. So just imagine what would happen if you went live consistently. Exactly. Now, we said people only buy from people that they like, know, and trust. Okay, cool. How do we get people to trust us? All right. There's a reason why I'm telling you to post content consistently. And no, it's not for your health. The reason why I'm telling you to post consistently is because the more people see you, the more they begin to trust you. Consistency builds trust. I don't know if you know this or not, or if you're living under a rock, but people work extremely hard for their money, ladies. You work hard. I work hard. Everyone is out here working hard. And if you want someone to trust you with their hard-earned money, well, you're going to have to be trustworthy, which means you have to be consistent. Okay? Now, I want to do an exercise with you guys. For those of you guys who do not have a product yet, sit this out, take your notes. For those of you guys who do have a product, but you're struggling to make the sales that you want, this is for you. Okay? The first thing we have to do is remove the ego and the pride. That's number one. Okay? Now, some of y'all can't do that because you think you know everything. And you don't believe there's room for growth or improvement because you think you're perfect as is. Fine. Keep thinking that. I'm not here to convince you otherwise. For those of you guys who can remove ego and pride and you recognize there's room for improvement and growth, I'm talking to you. The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to go to our profile And we're going to ask ourselves some questions. We have to be honest, okay? Never forget this. Write this down. The worst lies are the lies you tell yourself. I'm going to say that again. The worst lies are the lies you tell yourself. Don't you ever forget that. Now, ask yourself and be honest. Is it clear who you are, what you do, and how you can help people? I also need you to ask yourself this, take the emotion out of it. If you were not you, would you buy from you? If you were not you, would you buy from you? If the answer to any of those questions is no, then you should no longer be confused as to why people are not buying from you yet. There should be no more confusion. But the reason why I say yet is because you have the power to fix it. So just fix it. Make it clear who you are, what you do, how you can help people, so that when people go to your profile, they know exactly what they can expect to get from you. Just fix it. See, that's the beauty of life. That's the beauty of business. And that's the beauty of everything that we've talked about so far on this live. Anything, literally, do not overthink. Don't let that go over your head. Anything that is not giving you the results that you want, you have the power to fix it. But you make the choice not to. See, I already recognize that I am not the life coach for everybody. I have already recognized and accepted the fact that I am not the business coach for everybody. Because believe it or not, most people are not really looking for solutions to their problems. Most people are just looking to pass time. Most people are just looking to complain and vent to whoever's willing to listen. It's only a small percentage of people who actually want to change. People don't change until the pain of staying the same outweighs the pain of change. And I only want to help people who truly want to change. But in order to change, I have to make you aware of what you've been doing so that we can fix it. So I have to tell you the truth. Anything that is not giving you the results that you want in your life, you have the power to fix it, but you make the choice not to. Okay? That is something that you choose to do every single day. See, we love to stay in our comfort zone. Our comfort zone is just our daily routines and habits. It's just what we're used to. The people that we talk to, the environments that we frequent, the content that we watch, our job. It's our regular day-to-day life. That's all our comfort zone is. And even though that comfort zone is what you're used to, that's what you know, you already know deep down inside that the results you want don't live in that comfort zone. If they did, you wouldn't be here. You would be living your life to the fullest. You wouldn't be scrolling on social media. You would be living your life. The results that you're looking for are not in that comfort zone. They are outside of it. That comfort zone that you refuse to leave is draining you. That comfort zone that you refuse to leave is keeping you trapped. That comfort zone that you refuse to leave is frustrating you. It is depressing you. It is stressing you. I don't know if you know this or not, but stress is a silent killer. I don't have to convince you of that. Look it up. Look it up. Stress is a silent killer. And a lot of you have been stressed for a very, very, very long time. In order to get out of that comfort zone, in order to get the results that you want in your life, in order to reach the goals that you have for yourself, you're going to have to take a half an inch out. You're going to have to make the decision that I'm going to do something a little bit different today, even if it's uncomfortable, Even if it's not something that I really want to do, I know I'm going to have to do it to eventually get to where I want to go. And most people refuse to take that step out, which is why year after year after year, they are in the same exact place, watching, wishing, hoping, praying, and manifesting, but not actually getting it done. A lot of people have a trapped mindset. And you have had this trapped mindset for so long that you don't even recognize that you have a trapped mindset. And whether you want to believe this or not, the people that we keep around us, we attract who we are. So the people that you keep around you, whether you want to believe it or not, y'all are very similar. You might want to say, no, I'm nothing like my friend. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Because if you were truly different, y'all wouldn't get along. And so what we have done was we have surrounded ourselves with other people who have trapped minds. And so it's a whole bunch of trap-minded people giving trapped-minded advice. But I am here to tell you that you are not trapped. You are not trapped. And there is always a way out of whatever situation you are in. But in order to get out of that situation that you are in, it is going to require you to take a half an inch out and make the decision to do something a little bit different. See, I used to have a trap mindset too. I really believed that I was trapped at that job. I really believed that. And there was nothing that anyone could tell me that could convince me otherwise. I really deep down in my soul believed that I was trapped at that 9 to 5 and that how things were back then was how it was always going to be. And in my comfort zone, I had gotten comfortable with being miserable. I had gotten comfortable with being depressed. I had gotten comfortable with being anxious because that became my new comfort zone. But I'm here to tell you, I was never trapped. I could have left. I could have made the decision to take a half an inch out of that comfort zone and do something a little bit different. Even if it wasn't necessarily what I wanted to do, it was going to be uncomfortable, it still would have got me to where I wanted to be. But I made the choice not to. See, I had options. I could have moved back home. I had that option. I could have quit my job and just moved back home. But then in my mind, I'm like, oh God, isn't that going backwards? If I move back home, now I'm back home with my mom. That's me failing. And you know who was telling me that that would be backwards? My coworkers. I allowed my coworkers to convince me that moving back home is moving backwards because that's what they think. And I believed them. But you know what's really moving backwards? Being miserable and staying miserable. That's what's moving backwards. I could have just moved back home. I could have applied for some more jobs and then found something better later. I could have quit that job and just went back to fast food. That's what I was used to. That's what I came from. I worked McDonald's. I worked Burger King. I worked Hardee's. I could have did that. But in my mind, I felt like I was above it. I sure did. I really convinced myself I was above it because at this point, I'm a college graduate. So why would I go to fast food? That's really what I used to think. Do you know how ridiculous that sounds? This 9 to 5 that is paying me $60,000 a year is making me miserable. But I would still rather do that than just go back to fast food until I found something better. Are you serious right now? Really? So you know what I chose to do? I chose to stay in my comfort zone of misery. I chose to complain. I chose to vent. I chose to throw pity parties for myself. I chose to talk about what wasn't fair. I chose to do all of the things except the one thing that would have changed my entire life forever, which was leave. That's what I chose to do. I was never trapped at that job. And your mindset is the problem. My mindset was the problem. And my mindset, the things I had going on in this pretty head of mine was keeping me trapped. And I let it. But I was never trapped. You are not trapped. Some of y'all have convinced yourself that you just need more information. And you really believe deep down in your soul that if you just watch more YouTube videos, if you just watch more TikTok lives, if you just ask ChatGPT more questions, then you'll get all the information that you need, and then you can fix your problems later. But I'm here to tell you, you are not lacking information. Because let's be clear, you're on social media all day. You have already watched all of the TikTok live coaches at least once. You have seen everyone's face at least one time. You have already archived reel after reel after reel on how to level up. You got a whole folder. You have watched YouTube video after YouTube video on how to start an online business. You have asked ChatGPT 5,000 questions last week. You have all the information you need. You are not lacking information. You are lacking implementation, meaning you don't execute shit. You don't execute. You are the woman who constantly talks about what she's going to do, but you just don't do it. You are the woman who procrastinates and talks about what she's going to do later, and later never comes. You are the woman who talks about what she's not good at and what's not going to work for her. You are the woman who complains and throws pity parties and feels sorry for herself. You are the woman that does all of the things except the one thing that will change your entire life forever, which is start. You refuse to start. And until you change that, nothing for you will change. You can buy all the e-courses. I already know. Some of y'all have bought course after course. You have ran Afterpay and Klarna up. I already know. But you still haven't gotten a return on your investment because you refuse to change who you are. I'm going to assume that you want to be the version of you who is consistent. I'm going to assume you want to be the version of you who follows through, who's disciplined, who knows how to put herself first and not feel guilty about it, who follows through with the promises that she made to herself. I'm going to assume that you want to start an online business and you want to be able to post your content and not care what people think. I'm going to assume that you want to be able to cut people off who are toxic and who use you and not feel bad about it. I'm going to assume that's the version of you that you want to become. Okay, well, that version of you that you want, she's already within you. However, she's buried under the excuses. She's buried under the limiting beliefs. She's buried under the fear that you refuse to let go of. She's buried under the routines and habits that keep you stagnant. And until you change who you are, you will never become that version. And I don't have to convince you. Just keep doing what you're doing. And then come back a year from now and let me know how it's going. You are going to have to change because there are things about you that do not align with the goals that you have for yourself. You got to change. You got to change. One thing that I've noticed is that as a society, we have become extremely entitled. Entitlement is at an all-time high. And a lot of times we don't even recognize how entitled we really are because you've been entitled for so long. And what you have done is you have convinced yourself with your soul and everything within you that you are entitled to time. And you really believe that if you don't start today, you can start tomorrow. And if you don't start tomorrow, you always have next month. And if you don't start next month, you always have next year. You really believe that. But I'm confused. Because the last time I checked, tomorrow wasn't guaranteed. So how do you know that you always have tomorrow? How do you know that you always have next month? How do you know you always have next year? You don't know that. You are not entitled to time. And instead of you spending the time that you are blessed with, working on your goals, living your life, being happy, doing things that fulfill you, and only surrounding yourself with people who truly value you, you choose to waste your precious, valuable time. You waste it on social media. Get out these apps and live your life. You waste it being around people who treat you poorly and disrespect you. You waste it convincing yourself that you can't do things. You waste your precious, valuable time. I don't know if you know this or not, but time is your most precious, valuable asset. Some of y'all don't want to believe that. Some of y'all don't want to believe that. Some of y'all think it's money. Some of y'all really think that your money is the most precious, valuable asset that you have. And I'm here to tell you that's not true. It is your time. It is your time. Because you can always make more money. If you lose 50 bucks, yeah, it would suck. You'd be pissed. Who wouldn't be? But guess what? You can go make 50 more. Might take you a few hours, sure, but you can go make it. But when you lose your time, you don't get any of that back. Not 1 second. It is gone. And it is gone forever. And the only thing you're left with is regret. You don't want to carry the feelings of regret with you every day. That is a very heavy emotion. Regret, shame, guilt, those emotions will weigh you down and they will steal your life. They will steal your joy. You don't have as much time as you think you do. And one day, you will run out of time. You are not entitled to time. One of the toughest reality pills that I had to swallow on my own glow up journey. This is tough, so brace yourself. This is tough. Your life and the direction that it's going in, whether it's going great or not so great, is a direct reflection of the choices that you make. I told you guys I used to be 100 pounds overweight. So my obesity was a direct reflection of the choices that I made. It was a direct reflection of the foods that I chose to eat, and it was a direct reflection of the exercises I chose not to do. That's the truth. My finances were a direct reflection of the choices that I made. For the longest time, I believed that the reason why I was living paycheck to paycheck was because I just didn't make enough money. And if I just made more money, that problem would magically go away. Nope. You want to know why I was living paycheck to paycheck? You want to know the truth? I'm going to tell you the truth. The truth is, I was living above my means. That's the truth. I was buying cars that I couldn't afford. I was living in apartments that I couldn't afford. And so month after month, I was stressed about money because of the decisions that I chose to make. And some of y'all are going to say, Jazz, I hear you. And people do live above their means. But that's not why I'm struggling financially. The reason why I'm struggling financially is because times are hard. How can I get ahead in this economy? I can barely afford to be alive, Jazz. How is that my fault? I hear you. But I'm still going to repeat myself. Your life and the direction that it's going in, your finances and the direction that they're going in, is a direct reflection of the choices that you make. And I'm going to tell you why. Ladies, times have been hard. True or false? This didn't happen last night. No. Food prices, rent prices, gas prices have been on the rise for years. True or false? But every day, you choose to do nothing about it. Because let's be clear, you already knew what an ebook was. I didn't teach you that because you're on social media all day. So you have already tuned into the lives about making ebooks, but you still haven't launched one. You could have launched your ebook 6 months ago. You'd be making sales today. You already knew YouTube pays people to post videos. I didn't teach you that. You knew that already. That's not brand new information. Maybe to 1 or 2 people on here, but most of y'all already knew that. But you still haven't made your channel yet. You could have created your YouTube channel and started posting on it 4 months ago. It could be monetized today. You could have started that TikTok account last month. You would be building your community today. And what did we say? Your community, so your viewers, your subscribers, your commenters, your followers, those are the people who buy your digital products. But every day you make the choice not to. You choose to complain. You choose to vent. You choose to throw pity parties for yourself. You choose to make excuses. You choose to procrastinate. You choose to say things like, I'm too busy. You choose to do all of the things except the one thing that will change your entire life forever, which is start. And until you change that, until you start, nothing for you is going to change. You are going to have to become the version of yourself that you need to become in order to attract the things that you've always wanted. You gotta change. And look, I'm not perfect at all. And the version of me that you guys see today is a direct reflection of the changes that I've made in my life. I'm nothing like who I used to be a few years ago. Not even close. I told you guys I used to be 100 pounds overweight. And for years, I used to yo-yo diet and make excuses. Yo-yo diet means I would lose 20, gain 30. Lose 40, gain 60. And it was this toxic cycle. And I was just gradually getting bigger and bigger and bigger. I told you guys the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting different results. I had made it clear to myself I didn't know how to lose weight and keep it off. It was obvious. Because if I did, I would have done it. So I decided to take a different approach. I decided to hire a personal trainer. Changed my life. Changed my life. Not only did I lose 100 pounds that go around, I have since kept it off for 4 years. I told you we attract what we are. My whole family is obese. Okay? And all of my friends at that time were obese. So it's just a whole bunch of obese people giving obese advice. My personal trainer was the first person in my adult life that I knew that was healthy. He showed me that even though life may get hectic, you still got to move your body. Even if you are busy, you still have to eat most of your food at home to keep the weight off. He showed me that. His influence rubbed off on me. He's still my personal trainer to this day, 4 years later. I had to change. I used to be extremely fearful. Fearful as hell. And notice the fears that we hold on to, these aren't even things that have happened. These are just things that we're working ourselves up for. And it's always worst case scenario. Worst case scenario, I post my content and people laugh at me and my whole world is over. Why do we do that? Why do we hype ourselves up for the worst case scenario and it hasn't even happened? Why can we never think positively? What if you post your content, you feel good about yourself, so then you do it again? Now you've become consistent. Now you're building your community. Now you're selling your products. Now you're building your financial freedom. Why do we never think about that? Why? I don't know. I used to procrastinate. Yes, my motto was, why do today what I can put off till tomorrow? In other words, I'll start later. And later never showed up. I used to be my biggest bully to myself. I know a lot of y'all can relate to that. The things that I used to say about myself was absolutely disgusting. I used to call myself stupid on a daily basis. Now let me ask you, how was I going to be a successful entrepreneur when I keep calling myself stupid and reminding myself of what I'm not good at and what I can't do? I couldn't. Wasn't going to work. Ladies, the way you talk to yourself determines how you show up for yourself. Your internal world, the things you got going on in this pretty head of yours, will always manifest into the external. If you disrespect yourself internally, I know for a fact you have people in your real life who disrespect the hell out of you. But that's how you treat yourself, so it makes sense. If there's chaos going on in here internally, I know for a fact your life is chaotic as hell. I already know it, because that's how you treat yourself. You are going to have to start putting some respect on your name. Stop telling yourself you're stupid. Stop telling yourself what you can't do. That's not going to get you anywhere. Has it gotten you anywhere yet? No. You're going to have to change that. One of the biggest distractions that I struggled with in my own journey was alcohol abuse. And I told you I started that toxic habit when I had that toxic ass job. And you would have thought that once I quit the job, then that problem would have just went away. Nope. Ladies, let me tell you this. Your problems don't just go away. Until you intentionally fix them, they just get worse. Haven't you noticed that? Things just get worse until you decide to fix it. My weight was just getting worse. I was getting bigger and bigger. Who knows how big I would have been today if I didn't fix it 4 years ago? Who knows? I'd probably been about 450 pounds by now because I was 340 pounds back then. My alcohol problem got worse. See, at least when I was at work, I couldn't be drunk for 8 hours because I had to work. Well, I quit my job during COVID. Everything was shut down. I had nothing but time to drink. And I took full advantage. See, I quit my job on a whim. I had been there for 6 years. I was turning 30 in a few months. And I was like, you know what? I can't do this shit. I got fed up. I said, fuck this job. I'm out. I put in my 2-week notice and I was out the door. And I also believe God kept telling me, Jazz, leave now. There was something inside of me telling me the time is now. Go, go, go. So I just quit. Now, my plan was I was going to live off my stimulus for a few months. Okay. Now, I don't have any kids. So my stimulus was not that big. It was about $2,000. That wasn't going to get me far. And I had just bought a house, not even a whole year before I quit. Okay. And my mortgage was $1,900. So the math wasn't mathing from the start. Okay. If I couldn't figure something out and quick, I was going to run out of money. Right. But I couldn't take it anymore. I just left. So now I'm at home trying to make all this make sense. Doing the same things that y'all are doing. Watching the TikTok lives, watching the YouTube videos, just trying to understand these algorithms and these platforms, monetizations, digital products, content. But it's not working. I'm not making money. Nobody's watching my content. What the hell? See, I had a lot of ego back then. I was very prideful. Okay? Back then, I believed I was perfect as is. And there was nothing that I needed to change. So if you had a problem with me, you really had a problem with yourself because I don't do anything wrong. That's how I really thought. And so when my products weren't selling and no one was watching my content, it wasn't because of me. It was because of the algorithms. YouTube doesn't like me, clearly. Instagram doesn't like me, clearly. The real reason why I wasn't selling and growing my products is because I wasn't doing any of the things that I was supposed to be doing. I was not posting content consistently and I was not going live because I was always drunk. The worst lies are the lies you tell yourself. I was telling myself I was being productive, but the truth is I was being drunk. Now I'm getting mad at God because I'm like, God, you told me to quit. You told me to quit. Well, I'm running out of money. And if I don't figure something out, they're going to come and start trying to foreclose on my house. I had already missed one mortgage payment. If I miss another, they're going to start the process. I'm stressed and I'm pissed. I didn't want to admit to myself that I'm the reason why, because I had too much ego for that. I couldn't sit with myself and say, Jazz, this is your fault. Gosh, I couldn't sit there and say that I have a drinking problem. The embarrassment, the guilt, and the shame I would feel. No, couldn't do it. So I just continued to lie to myself some more. And I convinced myself that as long as I don't drink before 11 a.m., I'm not an alcoholic. Because in my mind, alcoholics, see, they start their day with alcohol. So if I wait till after 11, even though I drink all day, every day, as long as I don't start my day with alcohol, then I don't have a problem. So we have nothing to talk about. What? I can't make this up. The worst lies are the lies you tell yourself. But you get to a point where you can't keep running from you. Eventually, you're going to hit a brick wall. And eventually, God is going to force you to listen. I believe that God is within you. So I have God within me. You have God within you. Those ideas that we get when something inside of you is telling you, try this, do this, post this, that's God talking to you. That intuition, that gut feeling that you get, that's God trying to warn you of something. But notice, we spend way more time trying to avoid God. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Because let's stop gaslighting ourselves. Deep down inside, you know what you should be doing. You just choose not to. See, we say we listen to God. It sounds good in conversation, but what do your actions show? How many ideas did God give you last year that you didn't even try, but you listened? No? Okay. Let me ask you, how many times did you go against your gut feeling just to find out later you were right? Mm-hmm. We never want to listen. And we will use our distractions as a way to avoid listening. But eventually, he's going to make you listen. And I will never forget, I was sitting on my bed crying. I was terrified that they were going to come take my house because I didn't have the money for my mortgage. That was going to be month number 2 of not paying my mortgage. I said, God, they're going to take my house. What am I going to do? God said, Jazz, what are you doing? What are you doing? You have been begging for a business for years, which is true. I had been. He said, the opportunity is literally right in front of your face and you're wasting it. So, what are we going to do? Are you going to keep doing what you've been doing, which is a whole bunch of nothing? Or are you going to change? I decided to change. People do not change until the pain of staying the same outweighs the pain of change. I decided to stop drinking. Haven't had a drink in almost 5 years. I will never touch alcohol again. I'm done. And since I decided to change, my whole life began to change. I started posting consistently. My platform started growing. I started making sales. All because I decided to change. For the first time in my life, I started to feel good about myself. Now I'm speaking to myself saying things like, Jazz, you're really smart. Wow, you're really doing this. All because I decided to change and it felt good. For the first time, I started to have confidence. All because I decided to change. See, what a lot of people fail to realize, and what I didn't realize back then, was this. Listen to me. In order to get something, you're going to have to give up something. In order to get something, you have to give something up. In order for me to lose 100 pounds, I had to give up fast food. I had to give up soda. But guess what I got in return? My health. In order for me to get the business that I had been begging God to give me for years, I had to give up excuses. I had to give up procrastination. I had to give up fear. I had to give up negative self-talk. I had to give up alcohol. But when I gave those things up, God opened the floodgates of heaven for me. He gave me everything I asked for and more. See, I had just asked God to help me make $60,000 a year to replace the job I had. And I even started negotiating that. I said, Lord, if you could help me make 45K, I'll cut the cable off. I'll make it work. Just help me get out of this job, please. God gave me six figures. I asked God for 1,000 Instagram followers because I'm like, shit, I don't even know 10 people in real life. If I could get 1,000 people to follow me, wow, I'll take it. God gave me 100,000 Instagram followers. I asked God for 5K YouTube subscribers. I'm like, that's a lot of people. 5,000 YouTube subscribers? Wow, I'll take it. God gave me 30,000 YouTube subscribers. All because I decided to change. See, a lot of times we delay our own blessings. Let's be clear. You've already prayed about it. He heard you loud and clear. He knows what side of town you want to live on. You told him. He knows what kind of vacations you want to take with your family. You told him. He knows how much money you want in your account. You told him. He knows what kind of peace you want for your life. You told him. And he's ready to give it to you. He is ready to bless you with a silver platter. But the problem is, he gives us free will. So what that means is, you can do whatever the hell you want to do. He won't stop you. So, if you want to waste 5 more years, he'll let you. You want to waste 10 more years, he'll let you. Some people never get all of the blessings because they refuse to change. But when you finally listen, when you finally become obedient, when you finally decide to change, he gives you everything you asked for and more. And sure, maybe change is hard. Maybe you're right. Maybe change is hard. Okay, fine. But the life that you're currently living is hard. Crying every day because you're unhappy right now. That is hard. I've been there. I've done that. I know. Knowing deep down inside that there is something better waiting for you and not living it is hard. I've been there. I've done that. I know. Going to a job that drains your spirit is hard. I've been there. I've done that. I know. I've lived both hearts, but I will always choose this one because at least this hard comes with peace. Can you put a price tag on that? At least this hard comes with purpose. Being able to wake up every day doing what you love to do. At least this hard comes with confidence, feeling highly about yourself, and not accepting anything less. At least this hard comes with freedom, being able to do what you want, when you want, and how you want to do it. at least this hard, comes with the income that you need to live the life that you want to live. You gotta change. That comfort zone that you refuse to leave is what's holding you back. You're going to have to make the decision that you are going to decide to take a half an inch out and do something just a little bit different. I'm not even asking for a lot. Every day, 20 minutes. You have more than 20 minutes. I'm only asking you for 20 minutes a day. The time that you're scrolling is the time that you could be locking in on you, doing what's important to you, building what's going to make you happy, make you peaceful. Because that comfort zone that you refuse to leave is what is draining you. That is what is keeping you sad and anxious. That is what is stressing you out. And until you decide to take a half inch out, you will continue doing what you've been doing. Hoping, praying, manifesting, wishing, but not living. The results that you want on the other side of that comfort zone that you refuse to leave. And I keep telling you, if you even thought the thought, that's because you can. God would not give you ideas that you couldn't do. If it was truly something you were not capable of doing, trust and believe, it wouldn't even cross your mind. Wouldn't even cross your mind. But it did. Because you can. You are more than capable. But in order to actually get it done, you're going to have to let go of fear. And you're going to have to change. No way around it. You got to change. You have got to stop getting in your own way. For those of you guys who want to change, and I want to help you, but just so we're clear, I can only help people who want it. I cannot help people who don't. If you are 1,000% happy with your life and the direction that is going in, then great. Keep doing what you're doing. If you like it, I love it. If it's not broke, don't fix it. But if you're not 1,000% happy with your life and the direction things are going, and you want to change it, then I want to help you. Inside Glow Up Academy, I'm going to teach you how to build your online business from scratch. Every single thing that you need to be a successful online entrepreneur, it's all in there. If you want to sell on TikTok Live, how I do, how my students do, how thousands of other creators do, fine, I'll teach you. It's in there. If you want to create an ebook to sell, or maybe you don't want an ebook, maybe you want to do an e-course, maybe you want to do a private community, fine, I'll teach you. I have made hundreds upon thousands off of private communities alone. It's in there. Maybe you want to monetize your platform, so you want to get paid for content on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. Fine, I'll teach you. It's in there. All of my platforms are monetized. No matter what you want to do, we will build it together inside of Glow Up Academy. But not only are we going to build your online business from scratch, most importantly, ladies, you and I are going to build you. Inside of Glow Up Academy, you and I are going to build your confidence. Inside of Glow Up Academy, you and I are going to build your consistency. Inside of Glow Up Academy, you and I are going to build your discipline. Inside Glow Up Academy, you and I are going to start making you a priority in your own life. Whether you want to work on your business first thing in the morning, in the afternoon, late at night, it doesn't matter. You and I will figure out what works best for you, and that is your time. And you're not going to feel guilty about it anymore because you matter too. Glow Up Academy is the space where not only do you build your online business, you build who you are. So you can finally become the version of yourself that not only starts, but actually follows through. Before I let you join Glow Up Academy, there's a couple of things. Number one, I'm going to set a timer for 10 minutes because I'm adamant. I only want to help people who want help. People do not change until the pain of staying the same outweighs the pain of change. If you haven't hit your brick wall, it's not for you. And that's just me being real. It's not for you. I'm here to help the woman who has hit her brick wall. And the pain of staying the same outweighs the pain of change. So, when the timer starts, do not overthink, because once that timer goes off, we are done, and I'm taking the link down. I only let 10 people join at one time because, believe it or not everybody has the same path. Some people have a product, no audience. Some people have an audience, no product. Some people have a million ideas, but we got to lock into one. I told y'all earlier, money flows where energy goes, okay? Some of y'all listening to all the ideas that God gave you, but you're spreading yourself way too thin because you're trying to do too much at once. So together, you and I are going to pick your one most favorite, the top of the top favorite, and that's the idea that we're going to build. And then once that one is making money, then we will reach back into the pile and pull up another idea to start working on, okay? And some of you guys have no clue what kind of business you want to start. No worries, we'll figure it out together. And some of you guys don't want to start a business right now. There are other things that you want to work on. Maybe you want to work on your confidence. Maybe you want to work on weight loss. Maybe you want to work on putting yourself first because you never do that. We'll work on that together. No matter where you're at in your journey, I can help you. I had just noticed for myself that having more than 10 people join at one time overwhelms me because I want to make sure that I can pour into you the way that you deserve. And nobody's situation is the same. So I really want to make sure I'm spending time working with you so we can figure out what works best for you. Okay, so that's why I cap it at 10. One last thing, Glow Up Academy is lifetime access. So once you're inside, you are inside forever. All right, you will always have access to all of the information that's in there. And I'm constantly updating stuff because platforms change, everything changes, nothing stays the same. Okay, so you always have access to that. You also always have access to our live coaching calls. We go live in there. You will also always have access to ask me any questions that you have, any feedback that you want. I respond to all of my students, okay? I'm also consistently checking in with you to make sure that things are going as planned, and if not, we'll switch things up. Sometimes we start a certain way, but things change, like your work schedule changes, things like that, so then we just have to readjust. So I'm always checking in to make sure that we're doing what we're supposed to be doing, okay? Okay. Because Glow Up Academy is lifetime access, it's $597. However, because you sat on this live, you took notes, and you asked questions, and most importantly, you promised me you were going to execute, I'm going to take the price down. And the price will stay down for 10 minutes. Okay? You can use Afterpay or Klarna to break the payment up, okay? And still get in while the price is lower. However, once that timer goes off, I'm taking the price back up. Women do join at $597. I have not been on this live for 2 weeks because I've been recovering from thyroid surgery. And women were joining at $597. Okay? So, do not overthink. Deep down inside, you know what you want to do. I'm big on feeling. Deep down inside, you know I can help you. That's why you're still here. Okay? So just move. I'm going to show TikTok how to join first, and then I'll show YouTube. TikTok or YouTube, y'all's instructions are a little bit different, so just hang tight for a few seconds. Oh, one more thing before I show you. All right, here we are. Inside of Glow Up Academy, you guys, this is important. There's an inbox icon right here, okay? Whether you use your laptop or the app, there's an inbox icon. As soon as I get off of this live, so in about 10 minutes, I'm going to be messaging you. And so this inbox icon, you'll see a red 1, okay? Make sure you respond to that, please, okay? Because I want to know more about you. I want to know what you're struggling with. What have you tried? What have you not tried? What are your ideas, okay? I need you to respond. The quicker you respond, the quicker I can create a plan of action specifically for you. No one's action plan is the same because everybody's different, all right? Now, I know some of you guys, it is Saturday, so you can be spending time with your kids. You might be going to work, whatever. I need you to promise me that before you go to bed tonight, please respond to my message. We've wasted way too much time, and time is moving quickly. Okay, it's almost May, so we see how quickly time is moving. All right, so the quicker you respond to me, the quicker we can start executing. Okay, so before you go to bed tonight, promise me that you're gonna respond. Okay, so there's a message icon. Also, I'm always checking in with you, so I need to make sure that you respond so that we can adjust when we need to adjust. Okay. Okay. TikTok, in order for you guys to lock in. Okay, 1 second. TikTok, in order for you guys to lock in, you're going to click on my profile picture up at the top twice. You can come to my profile. Now I'm on 2 TikTok lives. The one that says how to start your online business from scratch. You guys are on my main account. So my main account profile does not look like this. However, the link is still the same. Okay. Right here, there's a link right in this bio that says stand.store. You're going to click on that. And then here we are. Become the woman who actually follows through. Glow Up Academy lifetime access. Like I said, once you're in forever. There's no monthly dues, no fees, lifetime, forever. Me and you locked in forever. Okay. I've marked the price down from $5.97 to $3.49. Scroll down. Feel free to read my reviews. I don't mind. Enter your name, quadruple check your email address. You guys, this is critical. The email address that you put in is where it's going, okay? Sometimes the autocorrect gets you. Sometimes you guys are really excited about joining that you misspelled Gmail or something along those lines. So please quadruple check that before you submit, okay? Because that's where everything is going to go, all right? Scroll down. You can use Afterpay or Klarna to break that payment up. You see this blue button that says Start My Glow Up. Within 30 seconds tops, really 10 seconds, but we'll give it 30 seconds, you will be receiving your very first email from Stan, okay? The second email that you guys are going to be receiving is from me. It will say Jasmine Spencer. I'm Jasmine Spencer. You will open that email. There's a yellow button that says Join Now. I want you to click it. And then I want you to confirm to me on live that you have full access inside of Glow Up Academy. If you did not get any of those emails, that's because there was a spelling mistake, but no worries, we'll fix it right here on this live. So that's why I need you to confirm that you received everything before we get off. So if there is any technical difficulties, I can fix it right here and you'll be ready to move, okay? YouTube, in order for you guys to lock in, you guys are going to leave my live. You're going to come to my YouTube channel. Make sure you guys subscribe if you haven't already. And there's a link right here that says stand.store, same thing. And then here we are. Become the woman who actually follows through. Mark down from $5.97 to $3.49. Scroll down, feel free to read my reviews, I don't mind. Enter your name, quadruple check your email address. You can use Afterpay or Klarna to break that payment up. And then Start My Glow, the blue button, okay? And same thing, within 30 seconds, you'll be receiving that very first email. I'm gonna go ahead and set our timer now. Bear with me for 1 second. Okay. All right, perfect. Timer has started. I see one woman already joined. Give me 1 second. You guys, please don't leave me until you've confirmed to me that you received your email. Abby. That was 20 minutes ago. I don't know if Abby is still on here. Abby, I didn't see you confirm that you got your email. Can you check your email for me? I'm waiting on Abby. Abby. All right. Abby, I'm not sure if you're on YouTube or TikTok. Please confirm that you received your email. Please. Okay, so we have a few more minutes before we close that out. I'm waiting on Abby. Let's go through some of our affirmations real quick. I believe in my infinite potential. Good morning. Hello. I believe in my infinite potential. Yes, absolutely. So what you're going to do, Miss Blanco, is you're on YouTube. You're going to leave the live, come to my channel, and then click where it says stand.store right here in the bio. Okay? And then here we are. Become the woman who actually follows through. All right, scroll down. And then enter your name, quadruple check that email address for me, and then click Start My Glow Up. Okay? Okay, perfect, P. We have a few more minutes. I'm still waiting on Abby. I'm still waiting on Abby. She said, can I join later? Let me tell you something about later. Later never shows up. That is a pattern. Later never shows up. I don't have to convince you. It never shows up. How many Mondays? How many tomorrows? How many New Year, New Me resets? Later never shows up. If you were even inclined to join, that's because deep down in you know that I can help you inside. Stop pushing things off, because today turns into tomorrow, turns into next year. Okay? She said, someone, you can't put links in the chat, unfortunately, not on YouTube. Not on YouTube. Let me see if I can pull up my YouTube channel. Okay, the foundation. Give me 1 second. I check all of my messages when I get off of live. I'm still waiting on Abby. You guys, please don't leave the live till you confirm to me that you received everything. Okay. Here we go. You're going to click where it says stand.store right here in the bio. Okay. And then you click on this top button that says Glow Up Academy. All right. And then I use Chrome. And then here we are. Okay. Become the woman who actually follows through. All right. Okay. 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 I believe in my infinite potential. If you don't believe in your infinite potential, that's the problem. This is why I spend so much time on this live talking about confidence and lack thereof. I spend way more time helping women rebuild their confidence. Because, listen, the business stuff, that comes easy once you believe in yourself. I can't stress this enough. I can give you template after template after template on what kind of emails to send, how to create the hooks for your TikTok reels to get people to stop scrolling. But if you don't even believe that you're adding value to people's lives, you're not going to create any videos. You're not going to create not one video. You're going to talk yourself out of it. You're going to self-sabotage. You're going to overthink it. You're going to think it's not good enough, and it's never going to get posted. I could tell you exactly how to monetize your YouTube channel in a few months. But if you don't even believe you're worthy of success, you're going to find excuse after excuse as to why you can't do it, even though there are thousands upon thousands of other creators that do it every day. You're going to convince yourself that you're that 0.1% person that it's not going to work for. Why? Because you lack confidence. Because you don't believe in yourself. And those are the problems. And the reason why you do not believe in yourself is because time and time and time again, you keep giving up on yourself. That's why. Every time you tell yourself you're going to do something and you do not do it, you are slowly eroding at your confidence. I cannot make this up. And this is the result of all of that. You got to change. Because I haven't said anything that anybody cannot do. I really believe that anybody can have an online business. I believe that with my soul. And you can't convince me otherwise. Because honestly, I don't think I'm more special than anyone else on here. Or anyone else in the world. I sure don't. No. I just let go of fear. And I just made this decision that whatever I tell myself I'm going to do, I'm going to do it. So I built my confidence. And now I think highly of myself. And I'm getting the results that I want. Okay? I need you to start believing in your infinite potential. It's not up for negotiation. All right, next one. I have the power to create the life I want. I have the power to create the life I want. I said that earlier. Anything that is not giving you the results that you want in your life, you have the power to fix it, but you make the choice not to. Get off these apps and start doing the things that you've always told yourself you wanted to do. I love the fact that a lot of you guys return to my YouTube channel and you rewatch my videos. I love it. Thank you. I appreciate the support. But I tell you guys damn near in every video, if you're not moving while you're listening to me, I don't want you sitting on the couch while you're listening to me. I want you getting your steps in while you're listening. I want you to be at the gym while you're listening. I want you to be setting up for your content while you're listening. Have me as background while you're working on your business. Do not just be sedentary listening to me. No, because listening to me is not going to change if you don't actually execute. Okay? So that's why I keep telling you, I need you to execute. I need you to execute. Okay? Let's do another one. Self-love empowers me to be the best version every single day. Self-love empowers me to be the best version every single day. Yes? Yes. People can say they love themselves all they want, but what do your actions show? Okay, that was our timer. What do your actions show? Are you showing up for yourself? Are you putting yourself first unapologetically? A woman who truly loves herself, she's going to pour into herself. It's not up for discussion. That's what's really going to happen because she loves herself. We got to build that self-love. And how do we do that? By keeping the promises that we make to ourselves. If you told yourself you were going to create content, then you need to create it. Stop talking yourself out the plan. If you told yourself that you were going to start a business, then you need to go ahead and start it. If you told yourself you were going to lose weight, then you need to lose it. Because every day that you keep pushing it off, you're delaying your progress and you are slowly eroding your confidence. Got to fix that. We've got to fix that. Okay, that was our timer. Give me 1 second. I'm still, Abby, she might have left. You guys, please don't leave until I know you got your emails, because I don't know what your emails are supposed to be, so I don't know if it was misspelled or not. Okay. I'm going to show you guys one more time. We're going to close it out. TikTok, in order for you guys to lock in, you're going to click on my profile picture up at the top twice. Come to my profile. Click where it says stand.store. And then here we are. Become the woman who actually follows through. It's marked down from $5.97 to $3.49. Enter your name, quadruple check your email address, and you can use Add to Pay or Client to break that up, and then start my glow up. YouTube, in order for you guys to lock in, leave the live, come to my channel, click where it says stand.store, and then here we are. Same thing. Become the woman who actually follows through. Marked down from $5.97 to $3.49. Scroll all the way down. Enter your name, quadruple check your email address. You can use Afterpay or Klarna, and then click Start My Glow Up. Okay? And that is that. Okay, so for those of you guys who joined, I'm hopping in now. You'll be receiving a message from me in the next 5 to 10 minutes. For those of you guys who didn't, I'm glad you guys are getting the results that you want and everything's going okay. Make sure you guys follow me if you have not already. They do steal my videos, they make fake accounts, and they turn around and message you. YouTube, make sure you guys subscribe if you have not already. I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your Saturday, and I will be seeing the ladies who joined in a few seconds, okay? Bye, you guys. Bye, YouTube.